Hey, this is Joe Big House Ken, and I'm with Coach Chad Coy, and we are just finished up the group stage. You can hear them applauding the finalists in the back, and we are now set for the finals tomorrow with the 10 best strongmen in the world competing for the title of World's Strongest Man. We're going to say, going into this, we talked a little bit last night, thought there was going to be a lot of ebbs and flows. There are two shockers right off the bat before we get into the overall scores, but this will be the first time where we had two podium potential winners. Both Evan Singleton and Tom Stoltman will not be in this year's finals. With that being said, the guy that I thought was most impressive, and then we'll start with the groups, Andre Foitu is somebody that needs to be talked about right away because he dominated the groups, coming off a great Europe's Strongest Man win. I'm going to say I would not be surprised if he's somewhere on that podium tomorrow.
I'm going to say this: he's going to be on the podium tomorrow for sure. I will say that right now, confidently.
Yeah,
he's going to slug it out for the max log. He's a good deadlifter. I mean, he's a solid stone lifter. You know, that knack medley, and the last time I saw him toss, he's pretty solid.
And hey, congrats to you, Trey Mitchell, my man. Congrats. That was an awesome run. Got him in with a hell of a time, very consistent. All three Texas boys in. Yeah. They're all jacked up. They're hooting and hollering. Coach Tim did a great job with Nick and Austin. But let's start with the group one. We have Rain O'Neill and Nick Guardione getting in. Really happy for Nick. I think Nick gets overlooked sometimes because of Austin, but they've came up together. Tim does a great job, Coach Tim. Rain O'Neill, the reigning champ. You know what? Say what you want. He came in very consistent. 21 points over 5 events. That's solid scoring. Nick had a hell of a stone run to finish. And again, I thought a guy in that group that really impressed with 2 weeks' notice was Ben Glasscock, who is the SMO.
Yes.
How much he won? He
won the
Strongest Man on Earth Open.
Yeah.
So not to beat, but he had a hell of a run on the Stone Series too. So, I mean, what do you think? I mean, can Rain O'Neill, does he go for 2 in a row?
I think he's going to battle it out. I think he has the potential. Your biggest thing is where's he at in his max log? How many points is he going to get away? Because Hooper's a great logger. Can he catch Hooper there? That knack medley, that's going to come down to some grit. I think Hooper's got a good. That's good for him. The deadlift with no suit, that's going to be interesting. You know, stones. I don't. Again, he's a good stone.
He did a nice job last year.
But he did a great job. But you know what? I'll tell you, I want to give some props to Nick Guardione because in training. I mean, he had 675 for a triple in training on the squat, and he comes out here and bombs 6 reps on the 700. So, you know, Tim did a hell of a job with them. They did a great prep, and he came out and he brought the fire, man. I will say this. I mean, I'm so happy for Nick and Austin and Trey, but Nick, he gets overlooked, and you know what? He's not getting overlooked anymore.
That's it. You're a top 10 in the world, my man. So congrats to Nick. Okay, group 2. Austin Andrade, 21 points. Again, when you see 20 points in 5 events, that's consistency. But there was a jockeying for positions there. Matt Ragg winds up being the qualifier with 15 points. Jocko Schoonwinkel 14 and Tom Stoltman joint 14. But because Jocko finished the stone run and Tom didn't, he gets the nod for 3rd. And again, I think, you know, we don't want to harp on somebody's disappointments, but kind of a shocker. Sometimes this happens to the best of them. We've seen it. But let's talk about how well Austin bounced back from last year, not making the finals. And Matt Ragg has shown in this event he's a quality competitor.
He's quality, and you know, not to leave out Levi Strong, because as a debutant who won the Magnuson Classic and got the call up, you know what? He came out and he gave it his all, and he picked up some points and did a pretty darn good job. But you know what? Matt Ragg just decided at the end, I want to make it worse than everybody else, and he punched his own ticket.
Okay, next group. Group 3, Mitch Hooper, 22 points. What else to say about the Grand Slam champion of Strongman? And then this was a crazy Eddie Williams. We knew it. This guy moves for a 410-pounder. Chad, you're a little bit more of a story than me. We've worked with Brian Shaw. We've seen Half Door. We've seen Eddie Hall. We've seen Big Z. But at 400 pounds, I don't know if any of them move as well as Eddie Williams does in moving events.
He can move. He's got grit. He's funny. He's caring. You know, he's just an awesome guy. You know, it hurts that, you know, Lucas as an American, a fellow American, didn't make it. But you know what? Eddie took the second place, and he earned his right to go to the finals.
So big folly, man. We're pulling for you to improve on your standing from last year, man. Happy for you, Eddie. And then Patty Haynes. On Patty Haynes, here's what I'm saying. He comes in 5th in the group. This shows you how event-dependent events can be. Because last year, he took the world by storm with a 5th place finish in the finals, and now he comes in 5th in his group. Again, that's not saying he's not a good or great strongman. It's very event dependent at these types of events.
And he had a very rough group. And I will want to say one thing. In 4th place in that group was Mateus Vuniak, who got 2nd at OSG.
He's 20 years old.
20 years old. Oh my God.
And was the first one to break a minute in. So 3 guys in this group actually broke a minute in the Stone Series, which is ridiculous.
Yes, it was insane.
Group 4, Andre Foitu. Again, 23 points. We'll see how that figures out when they rescale for going into finals. Martins Lisi's, some say this is, or he's even said this could be his last year, and Martins is back in the finals, a former champion, high-level quality athlete, understands a 4-day event with 19 points. That's solid work. This was an interesting group because 3 people actually withdrew. We had Adam Bishop withdrew early. One of the reserves came up. He withdrew this afternoon, and then one of our favorites, Bryce Johnson, popped an IT band. That's the preliminary discussions, and was unable to perform in the 2 events today. So this group wound up only being 3, but again, James Jeffers, nice work. He was a late call-up. These guys showed out well. I don't think anyone didn't show out well.
And the nice thing about Bryce thought about it. He came today. He's like, I'm thinking about doing it. It's like, but he goes, I can do the truck pull, but I won't be able to do the stone. So he made a decision to pull out.
And that's a career decision.
And that's one, like, you know, are you going to make it worse? Is it going to cause you an injury? You're going to lose the rest of the season. That's North Americans. That's a Giants Live. That's Rogue.
Possibly next year's Arnold. I mean, so again, and I've talked to Chad and I talked. I've even talked with Big B, Brian, and I'm like, I've been around doing a lot of things. I've never heard of an IT injury.
I never have either.
Squatted.
Yeah.
So now we are at group 5, and this is where my man, Chad's boy, Big Trey, got to the finals with a terrific stone run. Not as good as Pavlo, and they joint tied, and Pavlo gets the win in the group because of winning the last event.
Yes.
But in the end, it doesn't really matter if you're first or second. You have to get to the finals. And we'll find out here later today what their final standings will be going into tomorrow. Because what they've done in the last 2 years is they're going to take now the guys who are in the finals, repoint that, and then they will go in almost seeded. Yes. Where the first place guy will have 10 points, the 10th place guy will have 1. So that actually serves, these 5 events actually serve as event 1 for tomorrow. So somebody's going to go to sleep happy, and some person's going to be like, I got a lot of catching up to do. Again, Evan Singleton, disappointed, gave it everything he had. You know, Andrew Flynn, great showing. Terrific show.
Andrew Flynn was phenomenal. He could have been, I think he would have been another couple of, there's a couple other heats he'd have been, he'd have punched his ticket.
He made Trey work.
Yes,
or
did.
Trey Mitchell we might be here crying instead of having a great time celebrating Trey to the finals. But it was a good deal.
And here's the thing, for Trey, and yes, the reason my voice is gone because I was screaming my guts out.
And he had no shirt on all day too.
I gotta get suntan. He finished a grip event.
Yes.
He's working his butt off on that. He finished the grip event. He didn't drop it once.
And let's be honest. We got some really good events for our guy tomorrow.
Yeah.
That's right. I jumped on the Trey Mitchell train because me and Chad are boys. If you don't like it, too bad.
Suck it.
Hey, we will be back again tomorrow from the exact spot. We're at the Airway booth. If you're in town, visit the Airway booth. They've done terrific work with me. I'm very, very happy. I use both products. I use Brian Shaw's P2 for performance, and the recovery for sleep has done wonders for me. Great, terrific product, non-invasive.
Yes.
Really, but the one thing I'll say, if you buy it, make sure you do the fitting right, because that will screw up the mouthpiece. But again, thanks to Airway for letting us hang out at the booth. We will be back here tomorrow, and then we'll do our final wrap-up from the Airbnb on Sunday, and then we'll head home and we'll crown a new champion here in the next 2 days. But again, thanks for all y'all listening. We appreciate it, and we will see you again tomorrow, and we'll talk about how it starts and how it finishes. Peace.
Thank you.